succeed in this, you have to really unleash your inner creativity and find.
Yeah, that was funny. That was
Yeah.
real funny.
So, welcome to the podcast, Jordan. I'm so happy you're here today and so excited for us to have a conversation in Central Park in New York City. Would you be able to start out by telling the audience about the dream you're currently pursuing and your end goal in mind?
So right now, I'm just trying to be like a Twitch streamer, and I want to do YouTube videos, like working out, like video games, and cars. We got music as well, and then a little bit of fashion. And so I'll kind of put everything in together. For me, the most important thing is I don't want to be one-sided, like one lane, like an influencer. I never wanted to be called an influencer. I wanted to be just like kind of like the pinnacle of like just like a lot of things because I've never been just like I never just liked one thing, and I just always wanted to like go with the flow and just like branch out to other things and just be open minded. I kind of want to target either the younger generation or the older generation that you don't have to stick to just one thing. You could love one thing and switch over to another and have both aspects in your life where you can kind of spread positivity around the world. I know I just want to be an entertainer, but I also want to like show people that you can be yourself. I think that's the main goal. Just be yourself.
No, that's awesome. What have been some of your biggest challenges that you faced so far?
Number one was I never felt like I was good enough until I put in the work. And then I started looking on, you know, what I told my mother before she passed. She always tried to get me into tournaments, and it was always a confidence thing. And eventually I'm just like, well, if she believed in me, why not just go? Just like, why not just go all in? And so eventually I went all in, and I just kind of like just really thought through like all the things of what it takes to be, make money from it, or just make a living off of those. And now I found it, and it's just putting in the work, just not giving up. It's been the main thing, is just not giving up and staying positive. And all all my friends, family, they support me, and they tell me not to give up. It's really just like understanding how the game works and how it's played at a competitive level, where the competitive level, they make money like millions of dollars in certain things. And so with me, I never took it serious where I could be a pro. But all my other friends, they were like, well, you're good at the game, like you should at least stream. But I told them, if I'm gonna stream and be confident in what I say, or like like different aspects of the game, I want to be like at the top of the food chain. I want to be very good, where somebody can come to the stream and be like, oh well, this dude's good at Rocket League, Fortnite, and Call of Duty. It doesn't matter. And I just wanted to reach that level. Yeah, just taking it serious, and it's really, I would say it's the hours, but also just like how you train, like how
Mm-hmm.
you like, because doing the same thing, eventually you're gonna hit a wall, and it's like, well, you get frustrated, and it's like, what am I doing? And the game has so much to offer, where you might be running left or running right, but you're not training, jumping up the like,
Mm-hmm.
certain things in the game. And I think for me, I need to like just keep my mind open, where I'm learning different things that the game has to offer.
Yeah, that makes actually a lot of sense. And with your routine, you said you work out as well and you want that to be a part of your personal brand.
Yeah.
So, could you share more about your fitness journey and specifically how you started and how the audience, if they want to start getting into the gym, how they should start, and any advice you have for them?
For progress in the gym is like, you know, some progress is better than no progress. I think just starting either 5 minutes, 5 minute ab workout or 30 minutes. You don't got to do 2 hours in the gym. I think just having a schedule or just watching a YouTube video of somebody doing some triceps, biceps, or shoulder press. I think that's what matters is like, you look at it as, well, I want to do better for myself. And for me, I mean, if I stand up right now, you'll see I'm like very skinny. I'm very like low body fat percentage, but I'm pretty fit and I want to gain more weight. So I haven't reached my level of what I think I could be, my potential. But I want to definitely, just stick in the gym and just have a good mindset where I have a good routine.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really helpful for a lot of people, because I know for me, when I was starting to get in the gym, I heard so many different people saying all different things. Like, I would be taking, I told you, 3 protein shakes a day
Right.
of the powder, and my poor body had that. I did it all at once, and I remember there were a few YouTubers that told me I should do that,
Mhm.
and also taking creatine and different supplements and just eating so much. But
Right.
I didn't introduce it at a small rate at first. I just went for it, and my body was bloated the entire day. It was so unnatural. I definitely was not more energetic. Maybe I was gaining muscle, but I wasn't healthier necessarily.
Yeah.
Um, but did you have a similar experience? Are there any things that you would tell people to
E-
avoid?
Most definitely. I mean, I was taking creatine and trying to get 2 protein shakes a day. And so I was I was on the toilet a lot. There's that. My stomach did not feel the best. I mean, I just did not feel like I felt there should have been more, like just like maybe eating fruit or something like that, and just like being very healthy.
Mm,
And I mean, just obviously just sticking to it. But I mean, you don't have to necessarily eat all this food, all this junk food, and you don't have to eat all these berries. Just eat some food and just kind of like track it. Just track it a little bit
mm.
and just monitor everything.
Yeah, that's really good. But speaking of your fitness journey, um, another part of your journey that was definitely really challenging was, sadly, losing your mom and
Right.
grandmother.
Hmm.
Um, and through it all, I am so inspired by you and how you were able to go from such a dark place and maintain a positive outlook on life. Like, through it all, your love for people, your kindness, your passion for life has never ceased. And I
Right.
think that is so rare, because so many people don't know who to turn to, they don't know what to do. It's extremely difficult, and they can easily go down a dark path.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe fitness was a way for you to cope with everything, but
Yeah.
um, I know that there's definitely listeners that have experienced like really tragic loss in their life, and I think your story is so inspiring and can change so many people's lives. So just you as a person and your ability to still like be a light in the world. Would you be able to just shed light on your like healing journey, and how you went about um, that whole process, and what helped you the most?
At first, I thought that with my mom passing, everything was my fault. I could have been a better son, or I could have been a better grandson. And I've always was positive around them, and they made me positive, whether they gave me a whooping or not. They always kept me in a good headspace where, food was on my table or my plate, and so I told them before they passed, like I wanted to be a gamer, I wanted to be an actor or something, and they told me just don't give up. Like the number one thing was don't give up, always be positive. And they said that, like if you have a long journey, eventually everything's gonna not everything's gonna go up. Like like not everything's gonna be positive. And if you have a good headspace, whether you're doing bad or doing good, if you maintain balance, everything will eventually work out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. But thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing about that. Um, like, how did you go about the healing yourself and getting through that dark days to get to the place you are of all these dreams and
Right.
goals of what you want to do? I mean, you even told my mom the other day that she was like tearing up. She said that you would provide for her one day because you're going to make it big. And
Yeah.
that was so beautiful to hear, so sweet. But how did you able to get to that? How were you able to get to that headspace? And what advice do you have for people that don't know who to turn to and what to do? Because I can't imagine what that's like.
Right. And I think that when you have so many people, or you might have one or two, but if y'all have a good connection and they might pass, it's like, you have to fight for them as well, because you got to remember the good times that y'all had. And you know just can never let it beat you down. Sometimes it might, but just sucking it up and really just like being like very strong, and just like, I mean, you have to maintain a good headspace. We're all human though. It's hard. It's very hard actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my moments where I'm just like, man, I just don't want to do this anymore. But I mean, that's, you see all these people, all these top, you know, basketball players and football players and track athletes and all these artists, and eventually they hit a wall and they're like, well, I'm either gonna give up or I'm gonna keep on fighting. And when you find that level ground where it's like, well, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna let the devil beat me down.
Mm-hmm.
And so the best thing for me is, I mean, I started doing push-ups or something. I found a way out where it's like like eventually I was in a headspace where I'm like, well, I mean, man, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, like, what? I'm not good enough. And it's eventually you have to like just like keep on fighting, or you have to find this ground where it's like, well, maybe like I got to stick it out for the what if.
Mm-hmm.
There's always like a what if, right? Or if I continue to just one more day or two more days,
Mm-hmm.
what what will it be?
I love the part that you said you either give up or you either give up or you keep going, and that's the only choices you have.
Hmm.
And if you give up, like what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You still have to do something. Still have
Right.
to spend your days doing something you probably don't like if you're choosing to give up. So I think it's really amazing or really good advice to keep going just one day, because then the next day you're in a whole different mindset. You're well rested. You maybe have a better workout in.
Right.
Yeah, that's really well said. And along with that, did you have any practices or routines that helped you get through those days where you could not get in a good headspace? Anything like the push-ups, for example, that immediately helped you feel a bit better?
Yeah, just working on yourself. I don't think that you'll get it out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer on just setting something up for yourself where, you might tell, a random stranger, oh, I like your shoes, or I like your pants. It starts with the positive outlook on life. Like I said, we're all human and we go through things. Somebody might have it worse than you. And if you continue to have a good outlook on life, good positive perspective on life, and just never give up, I think you'll find what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Really, really beautifully said. What would you say the turning point was in your healing journey? Is there something that you learned or a light bulb that went off in your head that helped you get that positive outlook?
I know for a fact when I was at my lowest point, like I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't want to be here anymore, you know? And I had to really think about the people that gave a damn about me.
Mm.
You know, they get up every day and work hard, and I had to find my mindset where it's like, well, eventually I'm gonna do all these things for, make all this money, and I want to be able to provide for them. Whether they might have it or not, I still want to be able to spread positivity and just be good, be a good person.
In anything in life, you can either go both ways of you could just choose the darkness or you could see the hope and the light at the end of the tunnel that isn't here right now, but if you change what you're doing and
Exactly.
continue doing the positive mindset that over time multiplied, you'll end up getting to that point. And I think that's where you've come now, and it's so beautiful to see. Like, I can't imagine what it may be like in your head, like looking back at how when you were in that state and just being so proud of yourself for where you're at now.
Yeah.
And along with that, how important is your support group now and also back then? Did you lean on them a lot, or did you more isolate yourself?
See, I hope y'all see this. I think y'all will see this because y'all know who my other family is. Y'all know Mary Goggin, Will Goggin, Sherry Goggin, Sam Goggin, Kate. I love all of y'all, Tom, and I have some buddies that we sit in Discord. I can name a few. We got Daniel. He tells me on Twitch. He might see about a five, like somebody streaming, they have 500 viewers, and he's like, man, you can turn on the stream right now, you can take all his viewers, you know. And I got Matt. I mean, he tells me, he reminds me, he'll text me, bro, why are you not streaming? Or Dante, he's like, bro, come on, man, if I'm streaming, you got to stream too. And I got Zion. He I mean, he's my little cousin. I call him Cuzzo. But I mean, he's funny too. I mean, me and him wake up. He'll call me. He's like, hey man, get on Call of Duty right now. And then we got Kern man, Cole Kearney, that knucklehead. He's I mean, I almost actually gave up. I really did. I really almost gave up. And Cole and Daniel, they for a certain period of time they were like, well, what you doing, bro? Like, keep going, keep going. And Kearney, I mean, he's funny. He bought a PC. Me and him grinded Fortnite, and I mean, eventually he rage quit and stopped playing Fortnite like a dumbass. But I mean, he was very funny. He always was like, bro, Jordan, you gotta stream. You gotta. If you're not gonna stream, just keep grinding. And I think I found that with my support group and my brother. he was he was really one of the first person that actually believed in me, and he said, I mean, you've been doing this since you were 6 years old, 3 years old. I was always on the computer. My mom put me on the computer when I was like 2 or 3. And I mean, he told me, you know he might have sports, but I have games. I have gaming. And so as nerdy as that sounds, I yeah, I definitely just love to talk about my friends back at home because they keep me laughing and in a good headspace.
No, I'm so happy you have them. I haven't even met all of them, and I hear so
They're
much
funny.
about them. And I think it's so important to have people supporting you. Like, I think if you do it alone every day, all day by yourself, you're going to quit so quickly, and you're not going to have anyone to um, encourage you not to quit when you yourself are just like, I'm done.
Right.
I think they definitely could like drag you out of that and like, no,
Yeah.
what are you doing? But if you were by yourself, you could have easily just quit because you didn't have anyone who's been like the wise person seeing you, who's been with you since you were a kid doing this. So
And I want to say, your brother Will Goggin. I mean, he's the one that, we started gaming. I mean, school nights, third grade, 5 in the morning. We gotta catch the bus at 7 in the morning. We're staying up playing GTA 5, going to the strip club, which is inappropriate for a 10-year-old, and we're gaming all these days, and we were so good at video games. It's like, well, man, like school is boring, but he he keeps me in my headspace now, where it's like I have to be better, not just in video games, but just to people. Just whether it's working out, spreading that positivity and working out, keep your body fit, or video games, or just lifting somebody's spirit up individually. But yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, Will really does go out of his way to be nice to strangers. I've noticed
yeah,
he's always talking to the servers and talking to
exactly.
people on the street, uplifting people. Well, we can wrap this up shortly. But lastly, I would love if you could just give your best piece of advice for people who are like you and want to be a streamer or have a YouTube channel or have a personal brand or have sadly lost a loved one, and the advice that you have for them to keep going and find that hope internally to actually pursue their dreams and give it a fair chance.
I think number one is be different. Like, be yourself. Don't don't give a damn what other people think. Yeah, I was so caught up on this where I thought, okay, they might not like Jordan, but I mean, if you got your friends, you got your boys, girls, it doesn't matter. And you have to just stay positive and keep everybody that's in your circle, keep them like always be surrounded by them, and just ask them how they're feeling, because they'll eventually pick up, and just you got to lift them up. And with losing a loved one, you have to fight. I think you have to really dive deep down, where it's like, if they were positive before they passed, and they spreaded positivity before they passed, and why not continue what they started, you know
You've given so much wisdom and advice through personal experience, and that is so inspiring just to see you go from such a dark place and to come to this beautiful hope and see you every day grinding. Like you go to gym every day, you're doing 50 push-ups every day, you're doing mass exercises for four
I'm trying,
hours.
I'm
You
trying,
know,
I'm
it's
trying.
so unbelievably inspiring. Um, and like I told you before, we're on the podcast going to have a place for the audience to donate to a cause that the guest is passionate about if they choose to.
So my like you've mentioned my mom passed, and so she had got cancer. When she got cancer 4 times, and my grandma got it too. And so eventually I want to, where I'm making a lot of money, or my income is very high or good, I want to put that towards cancer research. I definitely think that's a good thing, where because that's it it's it's something that's so evil. You hate cancer because when somebody catches cancer, it's like you you try to blame other things or whatever, but it's just cancer, it's just life. And if we have research to be able to just like understand it and be able to treat it, we can really like help lives, because
Hmm.
it's hard. It really is.
Yeah, it's taken so many lives. I'll have a link to for people to donate to below. And where can people find you on Twitch if they would like to watch your streams or follow you on YouTube or
Jordan Will. It's JORDNN, no A, Will. And that's on Instagram as well, and YouTube. and that's it.
Perfect. I highly recommend it because what you don't know about Jordan is he's not only a streamer, but he's very, very funny.
I
And when
try.
you watch his videos, you'll laugh. So it's like a comedy show as well. um, well, I guess that wraps it up for now.
This has been a blast. I mean, this is different. I mean, this is not your ordinary podcast. This is something that you can vibe to and you can kind of be yourself in. This is a very good environment. It might vary, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of good places.
Thank you, Jordan. Well, everyone have an amazing day. Talk to y'all soon.
Thank you.